Our eyes have always been looking for a perfection in this world. It has helped us understand that life is more than just the word itself. It has become more than just a mere organ in our body. It has helped us understand the physical body of the world around us. The color, the shape, the life. However, it has one great flaw. And no, I'm not talking about the biological perfection of our eye. I'm trying to explain to you how it has impressed us to think in a specific manner, to only look for the perfection sought by our society. The eye has helped us see the world, but has it helped us in the way we see it? No, it has closed us from things that are displeasing, to avoid, to ignore, to shift our perceptions from new principles, ideas, and most importantly, people. I'm here today to talk to you about accepting people of the LGBT community. Let's take my mom for example. My mom has been a caring and loving mother, and she has a strong sense when it comes to perceiving others' emotion. However, even though she usually applies this strong sense in perceiving others' emotion, she could not apply it back then to the LGBT community. She has shifted her eyes away from them and avoided them. This train of thought has passed down generations and generations down my family, and almost me. Luckily, for me, I've been exposed to many different environments. I was born in Canada, came to the US, went to Taiwan, and then back here. I've been exposed to racism, sexism, and most importantly, culture differences. Whereas my mom, she has only been to Taiwan and America. She has barely any experience of the culture here versus the Taiwan. However, I did not give up here. I've managed to convince her to choose her own lens. And then today, she has become more acceptable. Here's a picture of her, and the guy next to her is Scott. And then the picture next to her, it's Scott and his boyfriend, Evan. How do you guys feel? Any raise of hands? Anybody? Nobody? Don't be shy. There.
I feel happy for it.
I know. It's beautiful. However, some people do still oppose this, and I feel like this in our society isn't good. And it isn't good for our own well-being as well. Recently, there has been news about the US voting against the UN resolution on condemning the ban of the LGBT community. And in plain English, that means the US voted against the UN. The US voted to ban the LGBT community. Is that really who we are? To ban people who are possibly sitting next to us, that are possibly in the LGBT community, that we don't even know of? Is that who we are? The US, along with 12 other countries, 12 other nations, voted against, whilst 27 voted for. 9 nations didn't vote it at all. I feel like this is one of the most shameful things the US has done, next to the concentration camps of the Japanese. Don't you guys agree?
Yes.
These are the 13 nations that have voted against. And I feel like it is our responsibility to spread our words and teach them our way of perceiving things. To try accepting people for who they are, to try understanding how they feel, and to try recognizing them as one of your own are all aspects of being human. Is it so wrong to go for what you want? What if the people sitting next to you are of LGBT community? I want you guys to take a quick second to say how much you love the people sitting next to you right now. Okay, can I have my attention back, please? So as you can see, every one of us here cares about each other. So why should we ban people who are sitting right next to each other just because they are of the LGBT community? Am I right? I feel like it is our responsibility to tell those other 13 countries, 13 nations, and the other 9 nations that didn't vote it at all, to tell them how we feel. The first step in becoming more acceptable is to raise your own self-awareness of those people around you. Building self-awareness is the backbone of becoming more acceptable. You cannot immediately jump to acceptance because it may not be good for your own wellness, because you may not have truly accepted the people for who they are. The second step is to finally develop the acceptance. Once you develop acceptance, you'll realize that you will accept those humans as just humans. You do realize those people sitting next to you too are just people, right? This is a quote I took from Jessica Lange. It says, "Acceptance and tolerance and forgiveness, those are the life-altering lessons." I want you guys to think deep down what it truly means. And have you guys learned those lessons yet? And the third final step, it is to spread your words. You should share how you feel, to tell those other 13 nations and the 9 other nations that didn't vote it at all about how you feel about this topic of the LGBT community. We shouldn't stop here. It is up to us to choose our own lens and to share how we feel to others. And as I approach the end of my presentation, I want to give a special thanks to Mr. Cates, who has been helping us setting this all up. Can you guys please give him a round of applause? And then, I really do hope you guys get a good takeaway from my presentation today. Thank you.